Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you for joining this morning, or it might be this afternoon, or it might be this evening. If you're in another country, you might be living in the future, it might be tomorrow morning. So welcome back. Now today we're talking about retirement, and I think for those of you that have already subscribed, this is a big important topic for us. It's an important topic for anybody, even if you're 25 years old. Or for somebody that's approaching retirement age. So firstly, I did want to say that I am by no means an expert at retirement. I am by no means an expert at financial planning for retirement. So the purpose of this video is to just give you some things to think about, some questions to ask yourself when you start thinking about retirement. Now, I always recommend getting a journal of some sort. I have this blank journal that I write a lot of questions, that I want to ask myself. I mean, even spiritual things, do I believe in this? Do I believe in that? What is the rest of my life going to be like? Do I want my legacy to be? So I write all these things down. So I highly suggest that you get yourself a good journal, a good notebook, and write these things down, and then take time like I do here in my meditation space. It's my meditation space, but I also call it my thinking place or my contemplating place, where I can sit in quiet, maybe light some incense, adjust the lighting the way I want to, and I can write in my journal here if I want. I can close my eyes and try to meditate on things and contemplate, let things ruminate within my mind, and make good decisions. So the first thing we have to ask ourselves is, what is retirement? Now, there's a lot of definitions of retirement out there. We could probably ask the God of knowledge, Siri, or you could Google it and search and find your own meaning. Generally, I think for most of us, to retire means to leave the regular workforce out there, to leave our ordinary jobs or our ordinary careers. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to necessarily just stop working, cease working altogether. Maybe we might be financially stable enough that we can retire. We might even quit our jobs before Social Security can kick in. And if we have enough resources, maybe we might want to change careers, start a business, do volunteer work. So we have to ask ourselves, what is retirement for us? And as with all of these questions, they are very personalized. There's no unique and right, perfect answer for each one of us. So first we have to, contemplate, what is retirement for us? Now, the big question, I think the ultimate question when we're doing anything, undertaking anything, even setting new goals, making new challenges, changing the course of our life, is why. The why is ultimately most important. Why do we want to retire? For many, many of us, probably the vast majority of us, we have jobs that maybe might be satisfying, but we might not really like. I'm sure there's a lot of us, like myself. I was in a job like that. I enjoyed my job at some times. I enjoyed the social interaction of people. I enjoyed the challenge. But there are many things that I didn't like about it. And that's for another video, another time, another story. So we have to ask ourselves, why do we want to retire? And this is a big thing. Do we want to retire just because we don't like our jobs? Maybe we love our jobs. Maybe we feel a little bit burnt out. Maybe we want to change course a little bit. Maybe we want to just spend more time with our families. Maybe we want to just slow our careers down, or maybe just work less hours or something like that. Some of us can do that. Some of us, that's not a possibility. I understand that. So the why is the most important thing. Now, the next thing we have to ask ourselves is, how are we going to retire? Are we going to retire by just collecting Social Security? Are we going to retire based on some investments that we have, 401k, money that we've maybe put into a pension plan, whatever. And are we going to retire and live in the home that we're currently in? Are we going to move to another part of the country and live there, right? So how are we going to retire is a good question. And a lot of you that have commented on a couple of these retirement videos that I've posted talking about retirement have suggested the same thing. We have to plan for our retirement in some way, regardless if you start planning when you're 20 years old or if you're still working and you're 60 years old. We have to figure out how we're going to do it and why we're going to do it. And also the other big question is when to retire. So all of these questions, this why, what, how, and when of retirement, they all kind of work together. They're not separate things that we can make a decision based on just answering one of those questions. They have to work together. They have to come together in a harmonious way, in an equanimous way. So when to retire is another big question. Do we have enough resource to retire when we're 62? Does it make sense? Maybe we need to retire when we're 67. And, of course, we already know that these are questions that we have to do research on. What's the difference between what will I get if I retire at 62? What will I get if I retire at 67? What will I get when I retire at 70? Another question is, what is my health like? Am I healthy enough to wait to 70 years old? If you don't think that you're going to live to be 70, then you might want to consider retiring early to some degree and adjusting your standard of living, making your spending more frugal, managing your expenses better, something like that. We all know these things already, I think, my friends. So ask yourself, what is retirement for you? Ask yourself why you want to retire and spend time with this. Don't just, let the first things that pop into your mind, rule. How are we going to retire and when are we going to retire? And please, as always, do not let anybody on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, wherever they are, convince you what is the best way to retire and when is the time to retire. Do your own research, listen to your own intuition, and do what makes sense for you. All right, my friends, thank you for listening to this video. I hope this was helpful to you. Again, I wasn't meaning to give you a lot of information, that you can help determine. There's plenty of resources out there. There's plenty of YouTube channels. I know you have to sift through to find a good YouTube channel, and you have to spend a lot of time and you have to do a lot of research online, look at your finances, run the numbers. I know it takes a lot of work. It took a lot of work for me, a lot of thinking before I ended up leaving my job and retiring. So I hope that this was helpful to inspire you to give your potential retirement some thought, and whatever age group you're in, if you're a young adult, if you're just kind of in the middle of your career or towards the end of your career. All right, my friends, thank you for joining. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed. Remember that subscribing doesn't cost you anything. It's not going to put more spam in your email or anything like that. You're not taking a subscription away from anybody else. It just helps me to know that I'm on the right track with the information that I'm providing, the motivation I'm providing, and the content that I'm providing. Also, absolutely feel free to comment. Not because of the YouTube algorithms, I don't really care about that, but when you comment, other people read those comments, and if they're kind, compassionate comments, not rude comments, you might be sharing some of the wisdom that you've gained or through your own experience. So please feel free to share those thoughts with others, and then if you're looking for other information, maybe you might scan through some of those comments, and they might give you a little bit different direction to explore. All right, my friends, have a good day. Many blessings. Bye-bye. And remember to be a good human being and love others and tell the truth and help others and serve others. Be useful to other human beings. Have a good day. Bye-bye.